right, everyone. If you could please turn to page number 1 of your written exams, you may begin.
As Bo, Enders, and Iris sit down to join the 4 remedial students at the Maleficarnum to begin their written exam, potentially join this extremely prestigious school, you open up the test booklets, and there's a slight disconnect for a second, because when you see the words on the page, I can't remember how many times any of you have actually read anything in the world. Aside from the scrolls of communication that you've used, this is, again, it seems to be a different language. It's written differently, it looks different, but you understand it. And there's a disconnect here for a second as you realize that it's not English. And you're seeing the words, but you understand them. You open the book up, and it's a little bit like... It's not quite like an American standardized test. We have these tests here called Scantrons, which are like multiple choice. This is more like a small, thin book that's written here. It's not like mass-produced or anything. These are like almost like properly stitched and bound books that are in here. The book is probably about 30 pages long. And you can see that these are immediately not simple questions. These are complicated questions with lots of written responses and things that you have before you. This isn't a multiple choice exam. This is like essays about each of these problems. You're presented with various kinds of magical problems. As you begin to open up the book and you all begin. Bo, I just wanted to be clear. I couldn't remember exactly where we left off with you. Were you participating in this or not?
I always is familiar. So I'm like, a bat or a cat or, well, I'm a slime, but I'm here because, witches need that, right?
Sure.
You're my Salem to my Sabrina, Bo.
Gesundheit.
Regardless, there is a book that is here for you. Like you're sitting next to Iris atop this desk. So there is a book specifically here for you. For our audience, you can see on the screen roughly where everyone is positioned. We have Walhin and Tog in the back, Dicker on the in the middle area of these desks. Percy and Enders are sitting at the same desk, and Iris and Bo are sitting in the front. As you begin to start with your tests and whatnot, Iris and Enders, you have gotten partial successes on your studying. Iris almost was fully prepared for the exam. Enders, things started to get a little convoluted. This was a lot of information to try and cram in the day before. And Bo, nothing really stuck for you.
I'm already sticky.
As you begin to take this test, you can hear some groaning from some of the remedial students as you're taking this test. Enders Percy is next to you, and there's a lot of hand wringing. Oh, this is really hard. And she seems very worried. She's trying to respond to some of these questions, but you can hear her mumbling and talking a bit nervously throughout the course of this. She breaks like her pen like several times. She spills the ink on the floor. Like there's just a catastrophe. Every few minutes something goes wrong as Percy is trying to work on her exam. Walhin is behind you, and he's also kind of making some. Oh wow! I don't know anything about this. Oh no! Oh, lots of questionable, out loud thoughts from Walhin behind you. Tog is periodically dozing off in the very back. There's also some kind of weird, it looks like some kind of paper mache construct of some kind, sort of bird-like, that he has on the seat next to him. It's just kind of like sat there. It almost looks like if you took a dragon and a vulture and you smashed them together and did it badly. It sort of looks like some kind of paper mache construct that a child would put together for their first sort of sculpture class in art school. Dicker, on the other hand, is looking rather calm in between Tog and Iris. He's sitting behind you, Iris, and you can hear this sound from behind you.
You know that's that thing that smart kids do in class when they're really, really focused on their test, but everybody thinks that they're trying to hide the answers from everyone else? Like how they're hunched over and they're like... That's Iris right now. She's hunched over her work, and nothing is getting through to her. She wants to ace this test.
Okay. Fair enough. Yet still, this persists. You do nothing. Okay.
No.
Maybe like a minute later. A small piece of paper lands right next to you.
Are the desks like, do they have, you know how in school typically they would have the inserts, like a little space to put stuff?
Oh, yeah, is there like a drawer effectively in these desks? I imagine that there probably is. These are closer to like administrative desks. They don't have like those little tiny school desks. These are like lab desks that you'd see maybe like in a college or something.
I really don't want to be distracted right now. I look over. Am I able to see anything that they've written?
On the note, it's just kind of crumpled up. It's like a ball. It's like a crumpled up piece of paper. It's small.
I swat it away. I'm not getting in trouble today.
Oh, come on. Here behind you. Fine, then. The audience sees Dicker sort of looking around, yawning, like really obviously trying to look around the rest of the classroom to see if anybody knows what they're doing aside from Iris. He like leans back, tries to take a peek at Tog's paper. Tog is meanwhile, his head is lulled back. Dicker gets scared, leans forward. Oh, what am I going to do? Oh no. He starts to casually scooch his chair. Quiet! Oh, sorry, Professor. I've got a really squeaky chair. I don't know what is wrong with it, but I think it needs to be oiled or something.
Complete your test, Dicker.
Of course, Professor. I'm doing very well. I hope you know.
Be quiet!
Sorry. He's trying very surreptitiously to scooch his chair over to the other side of his desk, and he's sweating profusely now at this point. He's glistening. He's trying really hard not to be seen as he's scooching his chair. I'm gonna roll for it. I definitely rolled better than Dicker ever has. And yeah, he does so. He moves himself to the other side of the desk, seemingly without much noise. As he does, he gets a little bit closer to Percy's paper now. He's moved over to the other side, and Percy is sort of furiously working, and he says, "Psst. Psst. Shut up. Psst. What do you want, Dicker?" "Percy. That's my name, you idiot. What do you want?" "Stop being so mean. Part of the same group. You're one of the Fabulous Three." "I told you I didn't like that name." "Share the wealth." "I'm not cheating. Just do it. These questions are really hard. You're supposed to be really good at this, Percy." "No, go away." "You know I'm just going to keep bothering you." "Oh, fine." She lifts her arm up just a little bit. There's a giant smile, a shit-eating grin on Dicker's face as he begins to, like, copy what Percy has on her page. Meanwhile, Iris, Enders, and Bo. Bo, are you actually trying to accomplish anything here?
You have to describe the scene in front of me. What do I see? What do I see? What do I see?
Well, you're on top. You're basically on the same desk as Iris. Iris is doing that thing where she's sort of blocking, like, well, she's put walls down around her paper. And
It's her own world.
Yeah. Her hair is like flopped onto the page a little bit, and she looks in full concentration mode. And you're there. You have your own test booklet, but you're just kind of doing what? Are you ignoring it? Or are you trying to take the test yourself? What are you doing?
I look at the paper. I examine it. Its weight, its heft, its taste.
Oh, it's good quality. This is the good stuff.
Ooh.
This is proper
Interesting.
parchment.
Ooh. Proper parchment, you say?
Oh, yes.
What's the vintage? I joke. I think I think I try, I guess. After a lot of strain, you start to see that eye manifest on me again, and I lose a third of my hit points doing so, and I open the book and try and answer the questions.
Okay. Now, you are using an ability to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily an ability, it's innate, you see, as a slime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in that case, I shove a pseudopod into the air and wave it up and down towards the invigilator.
I'm sorry, to the what?
The invigilator, the person who's watching us take the exam.
The Invigilator sounds like a failed Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I have never heard that word in my life. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, I imagine the professor occasionally looks up here and there, and it's just, yes.
Can I use this?
What are you pointing to?
My exam paper.
That's
I
what
need
it's
help
there
seeing it.
for.
I need help reading it.
You can't read?
Well, I mean, I can read, but I mean, it takes, Yes?
Yes, you can't read, or it takes a yes.
I can read with help.
What sort of help?
Well, I mean, not as I am now, but if I were to shift, maybe perhaps I could.
Just spit it out.
I try and use amorphous and transform into, well, get the eye so I can read like this.
Yes, he has very poor vision unless he is in this form.
Fine.
Okay.
What does it look like as you do this?
Oh, just the normal, nonplussed face I have, kind of coalesces into the center, like a little, whirlpool, Uzumaki kind of thing. It goes white, and then in the center, it becomes like a black pupil, and it's just like, Mike Wazowski, but without arms and legs, and he's blue.
Okay. A big eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Yeah, Dicker behind you. Oh, it's revolting.
Thank you.
And I think as you all tuck into this test here, it's time for some rolls. Please reset your failures and successes. And it's time to find out how well you do on this written test. Iris, you are going to start with 3 successes. Enders, you are going to start with 2 successes. And Bo, you start with none.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Took way too much joy in saying that.
There was some joy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So, it's time to do some rolls. We're gonna do some rolls here. It's gonna be a variety of different rolls, as you are presented with various questions. This is mostly, again, like essay format, and there are various problems that you are presented with in this book. It's sort of along the lines of like, a scene is painted, and it's like, how do you handle it with magic? And then there's like, explain your work, right? It's like, okay, I'm gonna try and commune with the spirits or whatever, and you're trying to explain your step-by-step process for how you do that. And what you estimate the mana costs will be, the mind point costs and all that kind of stuff. And your logic and your reasoning. There's little mini essays for all of these. So we're going to do a series of rolls. And these are individual rolls, no group rolls here. And I'm also going to roll for the side questers. We're going to do those in the background because I'm very curious to see how those are going to go.
Let's go, Percy!
Yep. Okay. So, first roll is going to be a problem that is related to, it looks like it's related to a series of magical disasters that have occurred. It is effectively like a village that you have entered, and you can see that there's various disasters that are happening in this village, and you have to figure out the source of these disasters and potentially how to save the villagers. Okay. So the this roll will be insight and it's going to be insight and might. And this is an open check.
Oh, I rolled an 8.
Okay.
I don't even know if Lucky 7 will come in handy here. I'll stick with the 4 for now.
Okay. All right. The difficulty of this question was a 10. Enders, you can add 1 success to your failures and successes. Same numbers, by the way, 3 failures and 6 successes. Okay. So, Bo and Iris, that's 1 fail for you. The next question is related to this is going to be effectively like a monster hunting scenario. There is evidence of like some kind of magical creature that has been basically a problem for like a local business. Okay, they are a mining company, and inside this mine there is evidence of some kind of magical creature that it seems to be consuming the minerals that they are trying to mine. And this question will be dexterity and what did I do with it? Dexterity and insight. Open checks.
12.
Okay. Difficulty for this question is also a 10. Iris and Bo, you get a success. Enders, you get one fail.
Just 5 more of those, please.
You got this.
Is she talking to herself?
Who knows?
Wow. Okay, that's hilarious. Okay. Sorry, I need to make note of the side questers. Okay.
Tog is acing it, I know already.
He's not doing bad. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Okay, hilarious. Okay, next question, seems to be about, managing mana and like trying to conserve mana for what appears to be like a survival situation. This will be a might and willpower roll. Open check.
I'm gonna go ahead and replace that 1 with a 7 using Lucky 7. So that would be a 12?
Okay. Very nice. Okay. So, Iris, you have just succeeded. This question is another 10 difficulty. Iris, a success. Enders, another fail. Bo, you get 2 successes with a crit.
Ooh,
Can
critical.
I re-roll with a Fabula
progress.
point or no?
Yeah. What would you like to use to try and re-roll this?
My identity of warrior mage.
Yeah, I think we can absolutely do that. Sure.
Just want to re-roll one of the.
Okay. You re-rolling the 3?
Yes. How do I do that? Let's see.
If you right-click on the entry, you should be able to do it that way. Right-click on your open check in the chat.
To re-roll. Okay, is it only going to re-roll the 3 though? Is the question.
So I don't know as the GM. I know you guys have done it. Does it give you a pop-up to choose?
Ah, here it is. Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
very nice. So you can add a success as well there, Enders.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay. Another question. This one is going to be related to, I think this one's going to be related to probably some kind of manipulation. This is in regards to some kind of confrontation that is occurring, and you are brought in essentially as like peacekeepers, but you kind of are needed to use magic in some way to influence the situation. So that could be like some kind of mind spell or something along those lines, or it could be some kind of interpretive way to convince people using magic about the situation and how you can sort of de-escalate the confrontation that is happening. And this one will be insight and willpower.
I think just for the sake of, I don't know what the difficulty is, I'm going to use my Fabula point to re-roll that 1. And I'm going to invoke my trait of Inquisitive. This is right up my alley.
Okay.
Also, it has to do with Spiritism anyway, so if we, like, you can embolden and affect people using Spiritism. So if you want to use the Priestess one, we can do that too.
I think that one's probably closer in this case.
Okay. 18 critical.
Damn.
Okay. Iris. I think you're past the success requirements. You've filled up your success wheel, your clock, with 2 successes on this. Very nice. Okay. Let's see. Enders and Bo, you both fail this one. Okay. So, as you're taking this test, we're past like an hour and a half now. Like, this is a long test. Lots of essay questions. And these are complicated problems. And you can hear the other people in the room like, oh, this is long. Dicker has gotten up to use the bathroom like 6 times throughout the course of this. It has to do with I have this reoccurring problem with my bladder. It's very painful. Oh, whenever I'm forced to sit down for this long. I don't care, Dicker. Figure it out. You're in the middle of a test. Oh, I just don't want to cause a mess here. The last thing I want to do is just, dirty your classroom, Professor. The last thing I want to do is cause any sort of trouble. Every time he's like whining and moaning, he takes a second to try and glance at everybody's paper. He's being like, he thinks he's being really clever with everything, and he's just being outright ridiculous in his attempts to copy people's information on various pieces of paper. So he returns from the bathroom this time, and you can see, like, as he does, there's probably like the audience would see there's some stuff like written on his hand. Like he's clearly deposited some cheat sheet in the bathroom, and he keeps going back to check it.
And all this noise going on, all you can hear from Iris is my nostrils are flared. I'm really trying to focus.
Sure. Okay. Next question has to do with this is probably, I think this is going to be something along the lines of like a magical artifact has malfunctioned, and you can see like this could be like potentially like an explosion is about to happen if this magical artifact isn't fixed or dealt with in some way, and you have to sort of figure out what to do in this scenario. So I'm gonna say this one is going to be probably Dex and Insight.
Is
And
there
Iris,
extra
you can
credit?
still roll.
So we're at 7 successes. You said Dex and Insight?
Insight, yep.
11.
Can I have her win?
I want to re-roll at it's my last Fabula point, fortunately.
Okay.
Oops, did not mean to do that. What am I doing? There we go. Let's see. Okay.
Whoa. 17 from Enders. Okay. Iris, this is going to be a fail with an 11.
Okay.
Bo, you get another fail. Enders, you get a success.
That's 3 fails for me. I
Okay.
eat my paper.
It's slowly been dissolving this whole time. Like it's just you're trying to take it seriously, and you're like, oh, you didn't realize like a hole has been spreading out from the center.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Very well. And again, you can still keep going, by the way. If you want to take note of successes and fails here, you can still do that. There might be something that happens.
Okay.
Next question is going to be in regards to the care of what appears to be a dragon. This is in regards to basically trying to diagnose a magical malady of a dragon, and this one is going to be Dex and Willpower.
Four.
8.
Okay. Iris and Bo, that's another fail. Enders, that is a success.
I have filled my clock.
Okay. After 2 hours pass of taking this exam, the professor says, all right, everyone, put your pens down. And as you hear this, you can hear like some furious, like Tog. There's like one of those anime snot bubbles that's been like blowing up while he's sleeping. You know, he leans forward in the chair, and you hear like furious scribbling on the paper. And probably like Percy's like, like silently screaming, like as he's trying to fill in the last answer on the page. And Dicker is just leaning back. He's got his hands behind his head. He looks totally calm. And yeah, professor says, pens down, please. Professor Dross begins to move around and collect the papers. Dicker says, I don't know about you, but I think I did spectacularly. How about the rest of you? Hog says,
Are you challenging me? I definitely did better than you.
oh, we'll see about that, Toggy. I don't know. How about you, Percy? Just flop sweat. Her hair is plastered to her body, just sweating. Like all her, like any makeup she had on is sort of running with the sweat. And Walhin says, yeah, I think I did okay. I don't know. I struggled a little bit on question number 3. I don't know. And Dicker says, I think I aced it. I think I got a perfect score. You don't even have to look at my paper, Professor. You can just mark it 100. It'll save everybody some time.
Can I sense whether or not, just by the way he's speaking, he's bullshitting through his freaking teeth?
Yeah, the insight check. Anybody that wants to do it can make an insight check here. This will be difficulty 10.
16 success. Actually, I'm gonna use my lucky 7 here to take that 7 and put a 1, so it's a 10.
Okay. Good plan.
Good plan. I'm gonna need it later. I have no Fabula points.
Is Iris the only one that cares about Dicker, I assume? Okay.
I'm not sure Bo would necessarily pick it up.
Yep. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. Iris, he thinks he's got it in the bag.
Oh.
Yeah, he's being honest.
I'm surprised judging by the fact that he tried to cheat off of me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll kind of tilt my head and go, yeah, I think I did all right as well.
Professor collects the papers and she says, you'll have a 15-minute break while I look over these. Use the restroom or get a snack, whatever.
Can I
15
have
minutes.
more papers?
I'm sorry.
You said snack.
You're eating the pages? She begins to look through and she sees this giant hole in one of the hand-ins.
Not intentionally, but you know, then it happened, and I was like, oh, okay, why not? Then I let it happen, you know what? But I kind of think that maybe perhaps I'd like some more just to make sure I liked it or not. I'm not too sure. You know, new things, new places, new tastes. Am I right? My slime ate my homework.
She takes the paper and visibly, like, looks at you and just tears it up. Throws
Did I
it in the
pass?
bin. No.
You didn't even check.
Because half of it was missing.
I could have passed with the first half.
Not enough.
Oh, 50% is not a pass here. Okay. Well, I'm a familiar anyway.
That would have been valuable to know.
She looks
Do I
towards
not-
she looks towards Iris.
Also, just to clarify, Lucky Seven's one's pristine. I accidentally forgot that, so it's still a one that I have for now. Well, I'm gonna go use the restroom. What about you two?
About those papers?
Find your food somewhere else.
I don't know.
Oh.
Want me to tag along? I shrug with pseudopods.
Well, spreading our metaphorical legs might be good. Also, I have some rations still. I could give you some if you would like.
What do you got?
It's just some dried stuff. And I kind of unfold it from wherever the interdimensional space of our inventory is, and it's just a bunch of random dried stuff. It's like a trail mix almost.
How random are you talking here?
I don't know. How random do you think?
I think in Bo's head, it's like you just emptied a bin out into a plastic bag.
Yeah, open up.
I open up like a sack.
Okay, very good. There you go. And I'm gonna pour all of that random stuff in your mouth.
Half of it's lint.
Yeah, some of it's lint, some of it is nuts, some of it is hardtack, a little bit of it is raisins, basically, or this world's equivalent of raisins.
I think we can.
Yep.
I think we can canonically say raisins don't exist in this world.
Okay, so what would be the
Maybe
equivalent?
just
you think?
some other dried
Really
fruit.
old dry grapes.
Are there grapes in this world? If there are not raisins, I'm having a crisis.
No grapes.
What do they make wine out of? And I sprint
Other
off
fruit.
to the bathroom.
Did you say grapefruit?
No, I said other kinds of fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely have berries. They probably just don't have grapes. Probably something that tastes close to blueberries, something along those lines.
All right, I roll after Iris.
Sure. So the side questers are sort of gathering outside the classroom as Walhin, Tog, Dicker, and Percy are outside. Enders, you're out there with them, and they're sort of chatting it up. What do we see, Enders, here in this situation? What do you look like right now?
Trying to avoid them, clearly, because they're rambunctious, but I'm looking around at the students and I'm trying to get a figure. I'm still adjusting to everything, the new stuff that's going on with me, but I'm really trying to eye out where they keep all the grimoires.
Okay.
It's been on my mind the whole time. I barely passed the test.
Yeah.
I think I
the-
barely passed.
Yeah, there's no like sign or anything outside that says like grimoires or anything along those lines. If you want to really sort of search for that or listen in to students maybe talking about it, I'm going to say you can just try and listen to some conversations and things that are happening, or you can go off and try and explore.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to slightly taste the mana on the air and follow that to whoever has the biggest mana pool, so to speak, because they may be more knowledgeable about where things are. 'Cause it seems like there's all kinds of students here.
Okay.
Some that may take it serious, some that may not. I'm having a hard time listening in because the others.
Yeah, they won't shut up. Dicker especially. I think you can do this a couple different ways. Do you have any abilities or spells that will allow you to do this?
But they're dangerous.
Okay.
And I don't think that's good right now.
Okay. Otherwise,
I'll tell you what.
Otherwise, you can try and use your senses. If you try to use your senses, I'm going to say it's going to be really tough.
No, what I'll do is I'll just, without saying a word, I'll grab Percy by the hand and say, she makes that noise, I'll let go. I'll say,
she's so sweaty too. Like when you grab her, it's like,
you're good at talking. Would you mind coming with me? Yes, I could see by your test taking that you have the ability to be more intelligent than the others here.
well, it's not really that hard.
I can see. Your intelligence is brimming. It's literally oozing out of your skin. If you can come with me...
That's just flop sweat.
Oh. Well, I would like company. To speak with other students. To get to know the school better.
You want me to help you?
I look at the other two.
Yeah, there's three others. There's Dicker, we've got
yes.
Walhin and Tog.
Well, the small one I don't see. I'm looking on my level and I'll glance down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Dicker and Tog are having some kind of conversation. Dicker's so loud, you can just kind of like hear him openly. Yeah, and I thought about that third question. It was really easy, Toggy. I feel like they're just making these exams so much easier every time we take them. We must be learning at a rapid rate. I knew we'd do well here.
And I look at Tog.
Yeah, he's just sort of looking super angry and uncomfortable.
I hate all of these ceilings. Feel so closed in here. Why can't we ever have any classes outside?
William? What's his name?
Walhin.
Walhin.
Yeah.
And look at Walhin.
Yeah, he's trying to like interject in between Tog and Dicker, and he's just getting overlooked. I just, do you think maybe we could buy our way into the academy? Like maybe we could bribe somebody.
And I turn back to Percy. Yes, you are the more qualified one.
Well, that's not saying a lot, but thanks.
Yeah, gives you a break away from them.
I've tried. They keep following me.
Well, let's go. And I try to slip out and walk towards a crowd of students to try to get lost. And
Are you just like grabbing her by the wrist and like dragging her along?
well, trying to, unless I slip off. Do I need to make a roll?
So you can make an insight and willpower. This is for her to do this kind of like willingly, I guess. So it'll just be an open check.
10.
Yeah, she's obviously like hesitant. You know, you're kind of like having to drag her a little bit. Oh, I don't know. As you're kind of just dragging her along. There's not like a ton of students out and about right now. It's probably just before lunch. So I don't think class has ended just yet.
So my plan is to drag her to, whatever the biggest group of students possible. She's a talker. She seems to distract people with her sweat and her personality. So when they're talking, I want to slip away.
Oh, okay. You're going to use her as a distraction.
Correct.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. I'm gonna say we can start a new clock here. And we're gonna say that this is going to be 4 successes. This clock. If you go to your features page, you should see where the clocks are. So you can edit them here, or you can add another one, whichever is easier for you.
Wait, that's not what I wanted. Delete. Add.
So I can
item theme. What is this?
No, I got it. I'll just so I have pre-made ones for you, and I can just drag one in here, and I'll just change this one. This is gonna have 4 successes. There you go.
Okay.
So first things first. Let's see if you can find some students to create this diversion. Insight and insight.
9.
Okay. I'm gonna say this is gonna count as 1 failure.
Same failure clock 3.
Yeah, and we're gonna say for audience purposes that this is basically you wanted to find like a bigger group of people, and it's just kind of like a small group of students. Basically, you're looking to maybe create a bigger diversion here, and it's not as big of a diversion. Where are we going?
Calm down.
I don't know if I can. It's just the way I was born.
No, you were born dripping in sweat.
Yes.
Over there. I'll point and I'll try to walk closer to another side. While trying to avoid friends. I can almost imagine how attached they are.
Okay. Yeah, like Tog and Dicker and Walhin. Let's see here. They have not noticed you left with Percy.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, so let's have you do I think this will probably be just Dex and Dex to leave Percy with this group of people and you just slink away.
9.
Okay, that's another fail, unfortunately. So as you try to like get out of this scene, as Percy starts chatting.
Does she follow me?
Yeah, she does. Oh, I'm sorry. My friend, acquaintance, guy from class, he's leaving. Sorry, let me just. Nice meeting you. Where are you going? She's starting to follow after you.
Giving you space. You seem to be very enticing, and you're getting stuff all over me.
Is it a boogie? And she's like using her sleeve.
I give up. I take her back to the group.
There's just like a hot like 5 seconds where you're staring at her as she's doing this, and you just shake your head and just start walking back. There you are. Welcome back. Class is going to be starting again soon. What do you think they're going to make us do next?
Hopefully separate us. And then I walk off.
He's so mysterious. I wonder, do you think he's single? I don't know. He just tried to take me to meet some people. I don't know if it was a sex thing or not. Oh, interesting. As everyone returns back to the classroom, you can see the professor is basically face palming at her desk, and she's got a red pen and she's clearly marking up somebody's paper. Everybody returns to their positions, and the professor says, Well, this was interesting. How did I do, Professor? When do I start the advanced class? And she gives Dicker like a look. It's very interesting, Dicker, how your paper so clearly matched Percy's. I don't know what you're talking about, Professor. I mean, we do move in the same circles, so it would only make sense that we had similar answers. I mean, we're very good friends. I see. She begins to look over the papers, and she says, Iris, you have passed the written exam. Enders, you have passed the written exam. She begins to hand you back your books.
I turn towards Enders and I go, thumbs up, yeah.
I just stare at her.
Boa. You have no test.
It's pronounced
really.
Boa.
I'm sure it is. You have nothing to turn in aside from a half-eaten page. That's a fail.
Okay.
Walhin.
Could I have extra time, maybe? Another paper? I don't have hands.
You grew an eyeball during this exam. Maybe next time, grow some hands.
Now that's offensive to slimes, but okay, I'll just be quiet.
Walhin. A valiant effort, but a fail. Oh, can I get my family to donate a wing to the academy to maybe? You know what? Never mind. It's okay. It's fine. That is a
As he's
fail.
saying this, I'm definitely gonna turn around and look his way. Did he say donate a wing, as in
Yeah.
a building?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take note of that.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Percy. Disappointing. Fail. Fail?
I was wrong about you.
What am I gonna do now? She starts like sobbing, just crying in her chair. Dicker. Pass.
This paper is identical to hers. How do you
That
pass?
checks out, really.
I knew I'd do well. How close to 100% did I get, Professor? Conspicuously close to 100%. Really? Oh, I don't know about the word conspicuously. I think personally, maybe. You know, I was just overlooked. And he does a gesture with his hands, and all of you can see this writing all over one of his hands. And like as he opens up his hands, like a bunch of pieces of paper fall out of his sleeve. Oh, the professor he tries to like cover it up and like stomp on the paper. You know, he just puts his foot like on the paper that falls out. The professor says, "What is that?" And she begins to walk over. "Oh, it's nothing. I had a little bit of I got a cut on my hand that let me see. I feel like this violates my personal rights, Professor, that I don't think that you are allowed to grab. Let me see." And she grabs. She holds out his hand, and she can clearly see. "That is why." He smiles. Did anyone tell you you have such a wonderful frown, Professor? It's quite becoming on you. Fail. Oh. Tog. Pass.
He passed.
Another challenge succeeded!
I'll turn
Does the
around.
ta-
Congratulations.
Does the table survive his
Hell yeah, buddy.
celebration?
Tog gets up on top of the desk and he starts.
Oh.
Yeah!
Yeah! Hardcore!
Hardcore!
And then he holds up his paper mache dragon vulture thing, and he starts like waving it around, and the paper mache starts like falling apart, and he starts doing a voice to go along with it, and it's just a horrific screeching sound as he's waving this thing around.
Once I become the greatest of mages, I will bring this construct to life. It is my next challenge.
You go, buddy.
You got this!
You got this.
A nice ambition, Tog. How did you do that, Tog? What did you do?
I studied.
I didn't even know you could count.
I can count. I can count to 4. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow. Tog is just doing the nod in the background, like the Robert Redford meme. In the back. Now, let's see how everyone does on the practical examination. Follow me. We shall go to the training room.
Ah.
Still an opportunity for those that failed to potentially pass. Let's see how you do. And the professor begins to head out. And we switch scenes. As we venture across the country into a different site. Rue, you have been paraded into a guard station in Skaldmere. The place is pretty interesting as far as the sort of fantasy equivalent of a police station. Oops, sorry. You have you ever been into like a regular police station before?
Are you asking Riley?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So, this, for the audience, this would be a very different kind of experience. This is a trade town. This is a pretty successful trade town here in Millifax. It's a port for one of the biggest countries in the world of Regalia. And it's kind of a tower as opposed to like what we would expect from like a traditional sort of police, like a typical police building or precinct or anything along those lines. This is sort of a tower. So when you walk in, you can immediately see stairs up and stairs down. There's probably some signage that's here as well. You can see that there's like jail downstairs, like offices upstairs. And the guards are moving you down to the jail. They check you for any weapons or anything that you might have on you. They check you for any items that you might have to try and help you escape from this place. Now, you managed to stow some things away. I cannot remember what your role was, though, when you actually tried to hide some things. You failed that one, right?
I failed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I remember screaming.
Yeah. So you have basically whatever you had in your inventory is still in your personal inventory, but anything that you had on your physical person, they have sort of confiscated aside from your clothing. Your bladed roses that you use as weapons, they've taken those. And any little knickknacks and things that you had on your person. They take all that stuff and they say, if you are let out, you'll be receiving all of these things back again.
But my comfort blades, I need them.
Their weapons, no. They're confiscated.
I'm just ugly crying here.
Visa. This visa says your name is Rue. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're listed here as a hero.
Yeah.
Hey, that was that feeling that you had. I knew it. I told you I felt something. Some sort of aura. Yeah. Stories weren't wrong. Okay. All right. Just so you know what we're locking you up for, you're being locked up for assault on another Skaldmere citizen, as well as thievery.
But I'm just so poor, I can't get to my Wait, does this help? And I turn to look back at them, and I try to put on the biggest, wooiest face I can.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a insight and willpower, difficulty 14. That's a 5. Yeah, you try to give... They're not even, like, looking at your face. Like, they're just looking down at, like, paperwork as you're doing this. Uh-huh. Tell it to the, arbiter.
I don't even know what an arbiter.
You don't know what an arbiter is?
I'm not from around here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we don't see many cat around Millifax. There are a few that come through Skaldmere, but not super common. Okay. All right, you can take her to cell number 5.
Can I have some water? I'm so dehydrated. From
We'll
the
have
tears.
some water brought down to you in just a few minutes.
Do I get a phone call? Do I get what would you say it in this world? Scroll. Do I get to send a message to my lawyer?
Lawyer?
Rue thinks really, really hard. My representative. My guardian.
Who's your guardian? The timing when you went to think was perfect on the music.
You don't know them.
Well, then how are we going to contact them for you?
Her name's Iris.
Do you have a communication scroll with this person?
Yeah, you took it with my blades.
Now here's a question for you. Was this in your inventory or did you have this on you?
I imagine I have it on me all the time.
Okay. So that would have been part of the things that they collected.
Because I don't think I've described previously that I've taken it out of my inventory. I've pretty much just had it ready at all times. Yeah, the scroll. Just,
Oh, okay. Yeah. You need to contact your representative, that's fine.
Yeah. Please?
And they give you back the scroll and they say you have 5 minutes.
I just start spamming, just scribbling as quickly as I can. Iris, I got arrested. Iris, I really need help. Iris, I don't know what the fuck to do here. Iris, I ran out of money. I don't have any money. I only have 15 cents in it. Scratch that. 18 cents in it. I don't know where Greg went. They don't have lives in this universe. Please help.
Iris, you get this while you're on break from the test.
Oh, as in my bathroom break?
Yep.
Oh, I'll answer it. I have time whilst on the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! Are you all right? Did they hurt you? What happened? Sorry. I just imagine she would really have to take nervous shits.
I'm so hurt. Emotionally. Please help.
Oh my goodness. Well, we are in the middle of an exam at the moment. I'll explain later in like the brackets. I have them in like parentheses. Have you tried talking to Merrick or anyone? Could Merrick help you at all?
You're a genius. Oh my god, why didn't I
fucking think of that? God damn it. Oh, this is so hard. I've never had to roleplay like this before.
Okay, thanks. All right,
So
bye.
difficult. What?
I'll hand them back the scroll.
I need to speak to someone that's in the city. They should be able to help with all of this misunderstanding.
I thought that's what you were doing right now.
I don't have their number.
What?
I don't have their
Communication scroll.
That's not
But they
my
live
problem.
here. Wait. Please?
Insight and willpower, difficulty 14.
I hate this game, by the way. I fucking hate this game. 8, of course. I'm completely unsurprised at this point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually use my. I have 1 Fabula Ultima point. Ugh. Okay. I'm going to. I would like to re-roll, if that's okay. I would like to invoke my identity of Slick Opportunist.
Okay.
I want to try to take advantage of my connection with Merrick, or at least assuming that Merrick has put a lot of stake into.
Listen, it's totally fine for you to try and exploit that connection. I just don't know how you're going to do that to this officer. You can.
Okay.
I'll take slick opportunists.
Okay. Yes. So I will instead, realizing that this is not gonna work, I pump up my boobies and say,
Could you send a message to Merrick for me, please? Merrick Gaffwan.
reroll. That's 10.
Are you talking about? You said Marek Gaffran? The noble?
Yes. Is there more than one?
Not that I know of, but you're claiming that you know them.
Yes, I have been an esteemed guest at their hospitality.
The guards are looking at each other like, what? Like, no way. They don't look convinced.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Cell number 5. I think the Arbiter is going to be able to see them tomorrow. Cell number 5, please.
Please, just send a message, please.
They take the communication scroll from you.
And the funny part is, as she folded it up to put it away, Iris was saying, I think we perhaps might have a scroll to contact Merrick if you would like.
Yeah.
Let us know.
The scroll's still going off. Well, they had their 5 minutes. Time's up. Bring them to the cell.
I cry as I'm drug away.
Yeah. We just see like Rue like digging furrows into the stone as Rue's being dragged away. You're tossed into this cell, Rue. It's not like nearly as dingy as you would expect. Like this place is kind of nice as far as like a guard station would go. It's not like, you know, you're not tossed in like some horrific basement dungeon. There's some sunlight that's peeking in. There's barred windows that are up pretty high. It's probably maybe 15-foot high ceilings in here. Kind of like bare cobblestone walls. There's like probably like a cot for a bed, and there's probably like some really simple sheets on it, and the window is one of those sort of like rectangular, like thin windows. You wouldn't be able to like squish your body through there, or through the bars, and there are bars on there. But there is air coming in. There is some light coming in from here. And again, the windows are probably up closer to the ceiling. There's, I think, 2 slit windows up near the ceiling there. There are 2 cots in here, and there's nobody else in here. There's just your cot and just you. There's no other person in here.
As they slam me in, I grab the bars of the door immediately. Please, 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 please.
I'm not meant to be put in it. Please.
They walk away. I thought heroes were supposed to be, well, I don't know, more impressive.
Well, fuck. I look to see if they've disappeared around the corner.
Yep.
I open my inventory. I pull out a gun. I put it back. I don't think that's gonna help me. I sit down in the middle of the floor. Think.
What would Enders do?
What would Bo do? What would Bo do? No, I can't do any of that. I look up at the window. Would it be possible for me to reach it if I push the cot over?
Maybe jump. Yeah, so it's probably about like 12 feet up. So I think that would probably just be like dex and might. We can see how high you can try and jump. I'm gonna say this will be difficulty 12.
I limber up a bit. I pounce, trying to reach for the bars on the window there.
Okay.
5.
You do the thing like the 11th The 11 billion cat videos that are on TikTok of cats failing their jumps. That's what we see inside the cell.
Oh, it hit my hip. Ow. Okay. I open my inventory and I just begin to like kind of look through. Okay, I've got a few guns. I've got like 6 swords. I've got a tent. I don't know what this is. And I pull out. Oops. I have like a stick in my inventory.
Oh, so that's just the improvised. That's just an improvised
okay.
melee attack.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I pull out a staff.
Okay.
A magic staff.
All right.
I kind of swing it around a bit. Oh, I don't remember who we killed for me to get this, but
I think it was Marek. I think you guys beat Marek up.
I stick the jeweled end of the rod through the bars, and I try to let an attack off. Maybe it'll signal Greg, and Greg will know where to come save me.
Okay. This will be insight and willpower. Difficulty is gonna be 10. Yeah. There is. This wasn't a critical fail because I was gonna do some funny shit if it was. But I'm gonna say it's just like.
Whack, please be kind to me. This game fucking hates me.
I was gonna say like, oh, this is it's just like a really pathetic, like it makes the same noise that Iris made when she was pooping, like.
Shove the staff back into my inventory.
This is like the longest 5 minutes of your life is just like pacing around. We can just see like 5 minutes have passed on the clock, but for Rue, it seems like it's been 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm like a skeleton. All the water has left my body from crying.
And
I wait. I can't. There's nothing I can do here. I don't have anything sharp. I pull out a sword. I take the sword and I try to like saw at the
bars.
Try to like hit the bars and try to saw them or something.
Yeah. Immediately, we'll start to make noise. Give me a dex and dex. For the audience, we see Rue like standing on top of their cot and sawing away at the bars with the sword. You know, metal on metal. It's got to be making a horrible racket, but you're somehow taking note of this and trying not to make any noise. How would you like to spend your opportunity as you got a crit success?
What the fuck? One moment. I'm trying to find the thing. Where is it?
I put one in the Discord if you want that too.
Oh, thank you.
It's under journals.
Okay. I would like to use my opportunity for a plot twist. Someone or something of your choice suddenly appears on the scene. I want Merrick Gaffran to just show up. Please, God, I need help. Please. This is the worst day ever for Rue.
Yeah, I think there's probably like we get this view. Like Rue has no idea that Merrick Gaffran does show up at the guard station, but like upstairs, Merrick walks in, and yeah, there's probably like he's got a bit of an entourage. So like the audience sees this. There's like an entourage behind Merrick, and he says, like he shows up and he's got like one of his people is like talking to the guards and they're saying, "Oh, hello there, Guard Winston. I have with me today the Honorable Noble Merrick Gaffran." And the guards like look at each other like, "What?" And they say, "Are you here for the prisoner?" "I'm sorry, the prisoner that we have downstairs." And who would that be? Looks through the papers. Rue. She's apparently a hero. We're still pulling up the visa paperwork. We sent somebody over to the tower to bring back all the information. We just have the basic visa information here. They start talking. Marek face palms. He's like, "What? What are you talking about?" "She's downstairs. We've got her arrested. We picked her up for assault and for thievery. We've had a few complaints about various thieving that's been happening around town. We believe that she might be related to it." "And what does that have to do with me?" "Well, she did name you as her representative." "What?" "Yes, she mentioned something about someone named Iris, and then she got on a communication scroll and started fervently communicating with someone. She's been crying a lot. It's really quite pathetic." "Are you sure she's a hero?" "Not entirely. All right. How can we make this go away?" "Go away?" Marek leans in. "Yeah. How can we make this go away?" The guard like leans in conspiratorially to Marek. "By her seeing the Arbiter and probably paying a fine or going to prison." "Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. I believe that she is doing a task for the Empress." "What?" "That's right. The Empress. And me. You wouldn't want to be in trouble with the Empress, would you?" Look, I don't know what's going on here. We have her dead to rights. She hit someone in the face with a basket. There were plenty of witnesses. Marek rolls his eyes, takes out a coin purse, and like throws it onto the table. "How about now? Can't you get, some of those hellspawn that you have as children, some sort of nice education with this?" "What?" This is probably more than you make in a year. Come on. Surely it's not worth the trouble." "I don't know who you think you're talking to, Mr. Gaffran." There's like a heated argument that's happening upstairs, Rue. You can pick up a little bit. Go ahead and make an insight check. Open check.
I'm just actively sawing at the
Yeah.
insight.
Yep.
9.
Yeah. You can't make it out. You have no idea that it's Marek up there. But yeah, they're having like a heated argument that's happening right now. You can hear some people like yelling, like, what the hell's going on? And then it's at this point that you see the familiar face of Greg looking at you through the bars.
Which bars? The window or through the
window?
I throw the sword into my inventory.
I was hoping that you would come save me. Oh my god, you deserve such a raise. Oh my god, I'm gonna... I would smash your cheeks if I could just reach. I can't.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I know. I fucked up. But the adventure is not over, Greg. You have to help me get out of here.
You can see Greg like quickly. He like looks around like he just heard something. There's some leaves that fall into the through the bars, the cell.
I catch one.
Is the coast clear? Okay, sorry.
And you see Greg like rush away from the window real quick.
No, wait, come back.
I start chewing on the leaf.
There's some yelling like from upstairs again.
My ears twitch. Try to sniff the air. Do I smell anything interesting?
I'm gonna say with a 9 insight check, I'm gonna say probably not. Just smells a little mildewy in the cell.
They need to invent bleach in this universe.
You see, you see what appears to be Greg's hand on the bars.
Oh, I wish I could reach your little fingers.
And then Greg starts to slide something to the bars that just doesn't quite make it. And it looks a little bit like a cup.
I'll try to jump up and grab it.
Okay. Dex and Might.
16.
Yeah. Scramble up the wall and you grab onto it. You pull it and you almost spill a smoothie.
Greg, thank you. I almost died in here.
So, Greg, I need to get out of here.
What? I don't understand you.
He walks away from the window.
No, come back. Ugh.
Sit on the floor. I finish the smoothie.
5 minutes later, Greg returns.
Greg.
He slides in a piece of paper.
Oh, I catch it. I unfurl it.
You unfurl a crazy set of diagrams of various... There's various pictures here of what is clearly you, like in stick figure form. And like there's this elaborate plan that has been written down on this piece of paper. There's like arrows and stuff through this, and you can see like the window and Greg trying to like, you can see him like getting a whore, like a iguodon, and like trying to hook up the iguodon with a rope to the bars on the window. You can see like there's numbers above each one of these, like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And he's got 4 different plans that have been written down on this piece of paper. 1 is clearly an iguodon trying to rip the bars out of the window. 2 appears to be Greg fighting the guards. Like Greg's doing like like a kung fu pose, and he's like jump kicking one of the guards in the face. The next one is Greg's. It looks like Greg is trying to sneak into the guardhouse, like past like a guard at the desk. And then there's the last plan there, which is basically like it looks like you writing on a scroll.
Like number one. Yeah, okay.
I don't know if this will help, but I reach into my inventory and I pull out one of the guns. And I'll just try to throw it between the bars. Give it to Greg.
Dex and Dex. Please critically fail this.
12.
This might help.
Yeah. Somehow, the clang, bling, it lands like through the bars. And we see like Greg like hold up. Dun, 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 dun. He holds up the gun.
Yeah. I've got 18s at it. Do you think that'll help too? I'm gonna take that as a no.
I have a bunch of swords. That's about it.
And more guns.
Do you want another gun? I'll throw another gun up there.
Yeah. Grabs it.
I have
Dun, dun, dun,
one
dun.
left.
He's
No,
got two guns
left.
now. He's holding up both guns outside. Looks like a complete lunatic. And he's also like somehow he's gotten like around the perimeter of this guard station, right? Like he's inside, you know?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't just have
because he's Greg.
Yeah, they
of
wouldn't
course
just
he is.
they wouldn't just have like the cell easily accessible by people walking past on the street. There's like a little perimeter like fence around the guard station to keep people away from the cells.
All right, Greg, this is your chance to be a hero. Yeah, I'm a damsel that needs saving. This is your quest. Greg, this is your first quest. Heroes get quests. Don't fail me now. You got this, buddy. Yeah. In my experience, you just don't overthink it. You just do. Just do the thing.
Leaves.
And if things get bad, just run away. Yep.
He's already gone.
Good.
He's like already
All right.
gone.
I look over the paper.
Hmm?
I wonder if I should have picked a different one. I don't know. It'll be fine.
Meanwhile, like an hour passes.
I'm back to crying again.
But this is so bad for my skin.
Upstairs, there's like this heated conversation that's happening between Marek and the guards. Like several other guards have joined in. There's like a class, there's like just basically like a class war that's happening right now between the noble Marek Gafran and like the guards that work in Skaldmere. Like there's a heated like the nobles are taking advantage of us for too long, and like you don't know what you're talking about. Like it's crazy. Like a heated debate is happening inside.
Someone breaks out a guillotine.
Like there's revolutionary shit that's happening up here, like in the guard station. Like people are like, we've been mistreated for far too long by the nobles, and like shit is like he's super heated. Like. And America said, if the merchants of Skaldmere didn't pay taxes, then you wouldn't be having a job. You know, like it's just this crazy fucking like class war that's happening right now up there. And you're so far removed from Marek's thought process. He's just having a heated debate with the guards right now and his entourage and everything. And they're the probably his entourage are like looking at each other like, oh, it's another Tuesday, you know. And after this hour passes, Greg returns.
Greg.
You see like a rope being attached to the bars.
Okay. I look around. Is there anything I want to steal in here? Does the cot have a pillow?
Yeah.
I just start taking the bedding off of the cot and I throw it into my inventory. Anything that's not bolted down, I'll just throw into my inventory. I try to put the bed into. I'm like, oh, it's not gonna work. This is not gonna work.
And yeah, like Greg starts tying these knots, and you can see him like checking. He puts his little foot up on the bars, and he's like trying to test to make sure it holds.
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, you knot that knot. Yeah.
That's a great knot. Best knot I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The knot gets tied.
Yep. Count of 3. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I begin to like back up a bit.
yeah, Greg rushes away from the window. Like a minute later, you can hear somebody outside like and then a gunshot. And you hear like there's like you see the rope like get taut, you know, like it gets taut, and then there's like this sound of like some animal straining, you know, like just horrible screeches and noises. Another gunshot. Upstairs, we see another scene. The audience, like, we see another cut, like as they're having this argument. Is that gunfire? I don't know. It sounded loud. It could have been a spell, I guess. Somebody go check it out. And it's at that point. Let's see how this goes.
Do the bars look like they're bending or anything's happening
Nope.
to them?
Nothing has changed with the bars.
It's not working. I reach into my inventory, I pull out the staff, and I'm gonna try to shoot at the wall around the bars.
Okay.
Just desperately,
Yep.
I don't know how to use this.
Insight and willpower. Difficulty 12.
Nine.
Yeah. Okay. You again try to shoot the bars, and like some kind of magical reaction happens. You can see the staff. The staff starts to like glow. There's like emberstone that's on the end that glows for a second. You can see like the like there's veins of emberstone that begin to glow along the staff, and it just kind of flashes like real bright for a second and almost like blinds you for a second. And there's like a slight burn mark on the stone. But upstairs, there is a full out, like, intense argument that is happening. Stuff is going crazy. Marek Gafran is like spitting and yelling at the guards like,
You don't know how lucky you have it. If the merchants weren't here, if the Gafrans weren't here, Skuldmere would have fallen into the fucking sea. This place is a shithole without us.
you know, just a horrific scene. Guards from all over the building have like come to have this argument that's happening. And outside, we see Greg with what appears to be the smallest iguanodon that he could possibly find, that no way has any chance of pulling the bars out of this window. And he is trying his hardest. He's on top of the iguanodon, and he's got a gun up in the air, and he's firing. If Marek was not upstairs, 1000% Greg would be seen trying to do this.
All right, time to change plans. The staff, not working for me. What I would like to do is I put the staff down on the ground. I pull out one of the swords from my inventory. I would like to use the pommel of the sword to try to break the emberstone crystal off of the staff so I could try to use it for something else.
Sure.
To basically disassemble the staff.
Okay, so I will take might and might or dex and dex, and I know which one you're gonna do, but I'm just giving you the option.
I think I'm gonna do dex and dex. Fuck. That's 9.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that you do it, but it's not clean. Like, you break some of the emberstone. It breaks like a little bit, so like some of it's still embedded in there, and you break off a piece.
Good enough. Okay. I look at the part of it.
You hear some more screeching from an animal outside.
I'm gonna throw the. Do I get the sense that the emberstone might be volatile?
I don't think so.
Especially with it broken. Okay. I try to bite it. Can I bite it?
You can always try.
I try to bite it.
Yeah, it's like biting a rock.
I'm going to throw the emberstone. No, I'm going to try to place the emberstone up onto the ledge where the bars are. And then I'm going to take out one of the guns and I'm going to try to shoot it.
Okie doke. Go ahead and make an attack roll with the gun.
Okay. Please, for the love of God, this game. Ooh, a 19?
You shoot it, and that same like flash of light that happened before happens, except this time there's a bit more of an explosive effect. So, as the shot hits the emberstone, nothing happens for like a half a second, right? And I think you see it, and you're like, "Oh my God, I hit it!" And then you're like, "Oh, is it gonna explode?" And then you open one eye and you look up, nothing's happened, and you get like a little sad for a second. And this all happens within like a second or two. And then there is some kind of reaction. You see like little veins of light start to creep, like you almost think like they're cracks. But if you look closely, we'd see like lightning start to crackle inside the emberstone. And there's a chain reaction that begins to happen. Boom! The emberstone blasts, and there is a cloud of debris that goes off, and you can see like a few of the bricks of the cobbles have fallen out, and the bars, blang, 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 they come loose, and you can see two of the bars where the rope was attached, like, go flying out.
Let's go! Okay, I'm gonna try to grab the bed to make like a ramp so that to lean it up against the wall there so I can try to escape through the hole.
Sure. Absolutely. I'm gonna say you don't have to make a roll for this. I think you can just do it. Because it's not like it's super heavy or anything. You just make a sort of angle and you start running up. You grab it, and now there's probably enough space for you to squeeze through. See Greg out there. There's like this. It looks what has to be like a child iguanodon. You know, like this is like the equivalent of a foal of a horse. You know, this is like a teenager iguanodon. You know.
Would I fit on it?
You can always try.
All right, Greg, scoot over, and I can try to hop onto the iguanodon.
Okay. Yeah, the iguanodon clearly struggles as soon as you like sit on it. You know, like it's probably too small for you. But you get on, and It's really awkward. Like, it's a little wobbly.
That's okay. Listen, we're just gonna have to make it work. We're doing great. Yeah, just hold on. Let's
Greg,
get out of here.
There's no way that Greg is fitting here as well.
Can I pick up Greg and cradle him against me like a baby?
You can always try.
And ride the Iguodon?
Okay. Sure. Let's see what this is gonna be. Oh boy. So, are you just trying to get out of here as fast as possible?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to make some distance.
Okay, I'm gonna say this is Dex and Dex.
16.
Okay. So again, you're within like the perimeter of some kind of fence or something around the guard station, and you and Greg and this young Iguodon run as fast as it can. It's not very fast. If you've been on an, I mean, no, you weren't on Iguodons before, right? You weren't part of that. So you don't know how fast these things can go. You think maybe this is as fast as they go. They go way faster than you're going right now.
Greg, I'll be honest, this is kind of a shitty mount. I don't think we're gonna be able to. No, it was great for your plan. Your plan was great. Your plan was flawless. I'm just saying, maybe we need to get off of this thing. Maybe we can use that as a distraction.
Greg is like pointing. You see the fence in front of you. The Iguodon is rushing towards it.
I don't know if it's gonna clear. It's too late.
You're just rushing towards the fence. The Iguodon doesn't really know what to do. It just kind of like rears back and stops as it approaches the fence.
How tall is the fence?
It's probably 7 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna try to toss Greg as the Iguodon comes to a stop.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get him over the fence because I can probably climb it myself.
This is might and might.
Bro.
I'm not making your choices for you.
9.
Okay. You throw Greg. And he it looks like he's like sailing. Bonk. Smacks into the fence. He grabs on.
I get, if it's only 7 feet, I can push from underneath.
Yeah,
I get up
absolutely.
and I just try to push
Push
him
him
up
over.
over.
You push him over.
Great. And I try to scrabble up after him.
Okay. It's probably at this point that you can hear, escape! Escape! In the distance. And I'm gonna need a Dex and Dex.
13.
Yep. That is good enough. Okay, you scramble over the fence, making your way away. And inside the guard station, we see another different scene. Everybody's sort of like calmed down a little bit, and we see like Marek and the guard that brought you into the prison, to the jail. Like they're shaking hands. I understand where you're coming from. This was a difficult situation. I understand. I think there's too many confrontations that we run into as nobles, and we don't really see your perspective often enough. I really appreciate that, sir. Good. Now, if you could do me a favor, if I could speak with Rue, that would be wonderful. Sure. She's in the jail. I'll accompany you, sir. Begin to walk down to your cell. They get to the door. They look around.
I'm not there.
You sure this was the right cell that she was in? Uh-huh.
Yes.
You are in a cavern in Elanshu. And you are currently hunting the Bombard Ant Queen. I would like you to please start things off with an insight check as you try to find your way.
Insight and insight. Is
This
that
will be an open. Yeah.
Okay. So 13.
Okay. This is tough going, Muhn. I think you usually probably rely on your sense of sight.
Mm-hmm.
You're having to do a lot of listening in the hopes that
Right,
Tarn,
it's pretty dark in here, right?
Yeah, in the hopes that Tarn might be able to help you. There's very little light. You've come across a few bits of bioluminescence occasionally in the caverns here. The occasional mushroom, maybe even a creature or so here and there. Some insects that might be glowing, what have you. And there's been minimal contact with Tarn. She's sort of communicated to you that you need to be very quiet and that creatures just like you are primarily using their hearing and vibrations in the caverns to detect other creatures.
I'm trying to step as softly as I can, but I'm aware that my armor is probably making a bit of noise.
Yeah.
So I'm shuffling along, and I cannot hear Tarn at all. Even though I'm straining my ears to hear anything.
You come across a patch of some bioluminescent mushrooms. And that's just about like the first time you've seen Tarn in maybe a few hours.
I lean in.
She stops near the mushrooms.
I wait and look at her expectantly.
Is there no way that you can keep quiet?
I feel my ears get hot. Sorry. I'm not very good at sneaking.
I am well aware.
Do I have, side note, do I have anything that maybe allows me just to sneak? Something that, I don't know, some kind of like muffle ability?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Nope, I'm just going to be clunking.
At least
and I look back at Tarn.
I feel like what we have seen of Muhn has usually not been anything remotely stealthy. We have seen Muhn be very direct, very loud and intimidating, but I don't know if silence is a strength.
Not exactly the way.
Yeah.
All right, and I kind of steady myself, and I look in Tarn's direction, even though I can't really see her. And I said, "I'm afraid this is the best I can do right now."
You won't be responsible for yourself then, as expected.
Yes, of course.
She kneels down towards the mushrooms, and she points to some of them. You can see that there looks like some of them are missing from the rest. They've kind of been almost torn. They've been torn away. You see here, some animals have eaten these mushrooms. Most likely the bombard ants.
Okay.
Beyond a few rodents, I have not seen any other creatures in this tunnel. We are probably close. Can you see the smaller tunnels around?
Can I see the smaller tunnels around?
You got a 13 on your insight check. I'm gonna see maybe if Tarn points them out. It's that, you know, when your eyes just get so used to the dark that, like, even though you really can't see much, you can maybe distinguish some shapes here and there.
Yeah.
There's not really enough light past where the mushrooms are growing to really see anything in depth, but you can see maybe some variations in shadow.
Okay. And I look and I say, okay. Following you.
No. This is where I will leave you.
Oh. All right. Well, I have a question then.
Speak it.
Do they leave any droppings?
All creatures do.
Okay. Do they glow in the dark?
They may. If they ate these mushrooms, as I believe they have. A good question. A question of a hunter.
All right, well, that's my only question. Thanks for getting me this far.
You can't see her face beyond the mask of chitin armor that she wears as a helmet and body armor. There's the briefest inclination of their head. She says,
I did so out of obligation, nothing more.
Understood. Nice to know you.
You are powerful, but you are raw. You have power. Perhaps it is time for you to gather skill.
What do you mean by that?
I do not know much about surface dwellers or heroes. But what I do know, it is that you possess great powers. Powers that people of Regalia would kill over. Perhaps you should spend time honing your skills. And all of that power might be of use.
I'll do my best.
I leave you now.
Goodbye, Tarn.
May the shadows hide you.
You as well.
Tarn steps away from the bioluminescent mushrooms without a sound. You do not feel her nearby.
I gulp a little and start to move towards what looks like some kind of cave entrance. I'm not certain. It's really more feeling it out now because I don't have I don't have this guidance. Just kind of squinting. And listening.
Okay. This is going to be insight and insight. Open check.
And can I also ask, I guess depending on the roll. Oh, that's a 3. Never mind. No questions, Your Honor.
That's a 2 and a 1. Yep. Muhn, you try your best to move around here. What are you feeling right now? And I don't mean physically, I mean internally. How are you feeling?
Yeah, pressure. It's like when you know there are things around you, like by the noise that you make, like you go in a closet or something, you close the door. It's like you know that there are things around you because you can hear them. You can hear things dampening your movement, but there's no visuals. There's no visuals whatsoever. So I'm just kind of like, okay, feeling out for like a while, but feeling pretty wobbly and dizzy. I've got very little sense of balance at this point. I don't know what part of the floor is flat, so I'm moving forward in very slow steps, and I kind of slip on a rock, and I hear some pebbles, and I keep hearing these pebbles roll off to the side, and I'm like, okay, I must be on the side of something here, so I'm not going to go this way. But it's so empty. There's nothing else there. And this lack of life, this lack of sound, is beginning to drive me a little crazy. A little inwardly. There's nothing else in here. I think it might just be me.
Start losing track of...
it would almost be a welcome change for a monster.
You start losing track of like time and your position in these caverns. Did you make a left at some point? Did you make a right? Did you stay on the same path?
I'm looking down and fully aware that I don't know if this floor is even going to stay flat at this juncture.
Do me a favor and roll me a d6, please.
Okay. D6. Oops. Oh, give me a second. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. You said a D6.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 6.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. What do you mean, wow? You don't want the narrator to say wow.
Okay. You're searching and trying to get any semblance of where you are, where these bombard ants are, and you're just kind of lost. And it's, you're not quite sure like how much time has passed. If you've ever been in one of the sensory deprivation tanks or anything along those lines, it's like almost like a psychedelic kind of experience when your senses are taken away from you and you're just kind of existing.
Yes.
Right? Your sense of
I'm
time
starting to
gets all
see
messed up.
things that aren't there. Like it's like and it's not accurate, of course, but after a period of time, it's almost like it looks like echolocation, and it feels like that has to be here, this has to be here, but this tunnel feels just like the other tunnel, and I'm not even sure this is a tunnel because this might be a dead end, but I can feel sometimes how close to a wall that I am because I'll come up to something and my breath will come back to me in this condensation, this fog. And it smells like, this might be really specific, but when your nails get a bit longer and you cut your nails and you're like, that feels really weird. and it feels like a lot of dead skin, and it feels like I'm getting
It's not
rid
your
of like a
hand
lot
anymore.
Yeah. I feel like I'm
Detached.
constantly shedding something from this humidity in this cave, like, and I'm thirsty. I'm so thirsty.
Yeah. As you're finding your way here, you can see a light up ahead. It is orange, and it's probably it slowly makes its way into your vision. This isn't like blinding. This isn't like sudden. You can see that there is a sort of distant glow that starts to meander and make its way into your vision. First light you've seen since the mushrooms. How long ago was that? It's hard to say.
I stop in my tracks and I just observe for a second or two.
The light fluctuates a little bit.
Fluctuates how?
It's not a steady stream of light. It is periodically like gets a little bit darker, and then it gets a little bit lighter.
Okay.
Moving a little bit.
So it's not like a beam of light. Is it like an orb?
Doesn't seem like it. It's just a
Okay,
diffuse glow.
A diffuse glow. Okay. I cautiously I have a hand on Death's Embrace on the hilt, and I very cautiously take a couple steps forward because I realize that I'll probably be loud in any case. And I don't take my eyes off of this light.
Do you move closer? Do you stay the same distance
I move
away?
closer, yes.
Yeah. There are sounds that you can make out now too.
I stop.
There's a sort of familiar sound. You've heard it recently, and it takes you a second to realize what it sounds like. You heard some similar sounds when you're in the settlement. There's almost a bubbling or a roiling.
Bubbling or a roiling? I move closer.
There's smells now, acrid and a little sulfury as you get closer. The light's brighter and brighter. And you can see as you approach, lava flows, magma is moving underground here.
Whoa.
You can see that the walls around you have been illuminated a little bit. You can see that they are much smoother than they were.
Okay. Smoother as in
The rocky,
they've been sanded, like it, that gives the appearance of it being
almost glass-like.
glass-like. Okay. Are they craggy? Does it look organic, or does it look like someone made it that way? Are there right angles?
There's no right angles.
Okay.
Just significantly smoother than the rock of the cavern that you've seen thus far.
Okay.
The rock
I
has
reach out to...
has a different appearance than you would have expected. It is glassy. It is, significantly smoother.
I put a hand out to kind of feel if I can feel any heat coming from this. This glassy
It's
part.
definitely hotter. Like as you've gotten closer to the light, the wall itself doesn't feel particularly hot.
Okay. I look around. If it's illuminating this glassy wall area, does it also give me a sense of direction? Because if this is the first light, I imagine that it's probably illuminating most of the area and maybe giving me some kind of exit.
It's a pretty open area. Once you come to the end of this sort of tunnel that you're in where the light is coming from, you can see what is effectively a series of magma rivers.
Oh, wow.
You know, like
I shield my eyes because it's actually pretty bright coming out of this darkness. Like, oh.
Yeah, it's a bit like, you know, if you just go into like one of those random caves in Minecraft and you just find this giant open cavern. And
That's what I was thinking
there's just
too.
there's just magma like flowing. There's like a few magma falls and just...
Wow. I just kind of stand there in awe because I don't think I've ever seen magma falls. And wow, I must really be under here. Holy smokes.
It's really like once you come out into the open area, it's like way hotter. Like all of the air that's moving around in here is, you know, very hot.
I wiped some sweat off my brow. Take some clunky steps around what looks like craggy rock, but it's not exactly magma or anything that's shifting. And I scan the area. Is there anything that I see that looks maybe made by people? Or is it purely just earth and magma down here?
Open insight.
Okay. 11.
Definitely does not look like there's anything made by people here. I think what you pick up is that there's, I mean, like, it looks like this magma might periodically overflow and like enter some of these tunnels. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like these are, I don't know what they're called underground, but it's kind of like tributaries, like of a river, that kind of a thing. I don't know what they're called. But yeah, it looks like this right now, it's the equivalent of like low tide. You know what I mean? Like this is...
Gotcha. So it hasn't quite risen just yet.
And yeah, this is currently, I mean, it's a beautiful sight. It's very impressive and it's very, I think, intimidating. And there's no sign of any people that live here.
Okay. Is it loud?
I don't think it's super loud, but there's definitely some noise that's in here. It's not like, you know, overwhelming.
Some noise.
Yeah.
So this noise is actually really calming to me. Like it's probably the first noise that I would have heard in a long time as well, other than like my own breath, right? So I kind of look out over everything, and even though the air is hot, it's like really hot. It's like breathing in like a firework. I look out and just kind of, hello?
There's no response from this, but you hear your own voice reflected back. How do you think you sound to yourself right now?
It comes back confused. Comes back like I'm not asking a question. I'm not really searching, but I'm just almost testing out my voice. And it feels weird to use my voice because I don't know how long it's been since I last used my voice either. My sense of time is pretty distorted down here, so just using it felt really good. But hearing it come back was... all right.
As you say this to yourself, there's a few like bubbles that pop of the magma. You see like embers shoot up and then you see something moving. At first you think it is, you know, maybe the magma sort of diverging or moving around some stone or something. but you think you see something moving inside the magma.
I'm gonna move closer and keep my eyes pinned to that spot that appears to be moving. When you say moving, it's not just bubbling, it's like the actual lava itself is kind of like shifting.
Something is sort of moving about inside, like.
Oh wow, okay. It
almost looks like something
yeah,
is
I don't take my eyes off. I
moving
keep watching.
up out of the magma, and there's. As this thing begins to move from inside the magma, you see flame erupt from that location, and vaguely humanoid shapes that are on fire begin to move from the magma. 2 of them, as bursting forth, you see a sort of grin in the magma. As 2 creatures emerge, as they begin to move towards you. What do you do?
I kind of stand there in wonder, fully aware that this is new to me. I have not seen these kind of creatures before. My first instinct should be at this point to
let's find out if you
have my
have.
hand on my weapons.
Let's find out if you have. Insight and insight. The difficulty will be 10.
Okay, insight and insight. Just open check.
Roll check.
Oh, roll check.
Difficulty's 10.
Okay. Okay, difficulty 10. Ooh, that's a 9. That's a failure.
Yeah. You're probably a little confused for a second, but they are moving, and they do appear to be moving towards you. And as they begin to move towards you, you can feel the heat start to like ramp up, and then they start moving a bit quicker, and they are rushing towards you.
Oh.
As it is time to roll some initiative. As you see 2 flaming creatures emerge from the magma, rushing towards you.
Okay.
Let's move you over here.
Whoa. Whoa.
Why are there bars showing up? That's not okay. That's annoying. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do this. That's what I want. Update. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's get some initiative, please.
Okay. Let's see. Wait, did I do that correctly? Just roll. All right, 13.
13. You get to go first. These creatures are rushing towards you.
Okay. Huh. They're rushing towards me. All right. So obviously they're here to hurt me. My curiosity wears off really fast, and I prepare myself to do a powerful blast. So I'm gonna unleash the powerful blast on multiple targets here. So both of these guys, this guy as well. Wait, there we go. All right, now I've got both of them here. Powerful blast, please. Kadoosh. Hopefully I did that right.
Okay. All right, and you're doing 2 targets, I assume?
Yep.
Okay. That is going to cost you 20 mana. And then, let's see, this is for 40 untyped damage. So again, what does this look like as you do this, Muhn? Is this like another sword aura type situation?
Yeah, so my sword my sword, instead of me glowing, is glowing. And I feel like I'm channeling a little bit more power since I've almost been restored by this magma, by this sense of, oh, there's life down here. Cool. Time to take care of that. So I kind of ramp up the sword just a little bit. And kind of I let it glow. And then that glow from the sword gets expanded off into the distance, and you see just like this beam, this huge beam from the sword as whoosh, just gets carried off into the distance, and some of their flames just go woof.
Yeah, immediately, like, some of their flames get put out. It's the equivalent of, like, some water getting poured on, you know, like a bonfire. You know, you see, like, some of the logs dim. You see, like, their bodies sort of, like... And there's, like, a reaction from them. They sort of wheel back, not expecting such a powerful creature to do this to them, to do any harm. Okay. It is their turn.
I yell at them. We could have been friends.
Okay. They don't seem to understand you. They have some kind of they don't really react to your words as you try and communicate with them. They will, however, try to belch fire at you.
Oh.
First one is going to try to do this. That is a miss as it rushes forward. This fireball effectively travels across the ground, and you see it like kick and roll over the ground towards you. You're able to dodge out of the way of this blast spinning from this first attack. It is your turn again, Muhn.
Whew. I feel this hot air go past my person, and just whoosh, my hair's kind of knocked back, like, oh, okay. And I step back up, and I realize I'm really feeling it in my head. Like I shake my vision a little bit, like and I am low on mana, so I'm gonna, instead of using maybe my mind for this one, I sort of grin, just like they're doing, and blindly charge forward with Death's Embrace. And swing at him.
Okie doke.
I'm gonna swing at this first one here. See what happens. Come on, boy.
So you're gonna attack with your sword, not Death's Embrace, right?
Right. Oh, it's Broken Revelry. I'm a big dingus.
No worries.
I know what my weapons are called. Don't worry, y'all. Here we go. There we go.
Okay, that is a hit.
I sort of jab forward, like, and you can see that there's more energy being imbued into this sword as well.
Absolutely. As you strike, you can feel it's like hitting rock with the sword. There's like a clang, but you drag the sword across and you slice, and you see this like flame looking like it's trying to close over the wound as you see a chunk of rock just sort of fly off. The creature roars in pain. Okay.
And I shrug.
The other
Sword's
one
still in this guy.
will try to attack you now. And it will breathe fire your way. That is a miss. This creature starts to kick up the fire. You're totally expecting it as you see this thing started to turn like white hot for a second, and you know the fire's coming. You raise up your shield and just kind of push the fire away from you, repositioning yourself. It is your turn.
I get out of like this crouching position, avoiding the fireball, jump back a little bit. Okay. Are there gonna be more of you? Why are there only two? You guys have friends somewhere? But it's fun. You know, it's actually giving me something to do down here, so I'm having a good time. And I swing my sword. Again, I swing Broken Revelry at this same guy. Same lad right in front of me. Ready for round 2? Hacha! Damn.
As you attempt to strike at this one, it probably brings up both of its arms to block. Clang! As the sword connects, you don't get your full swing in as it blocks, and you see that sort of smile creep up too far along the sides of its face, its eyes glowing, and you feel the intense heat just as you are in close proximity. You can see like chunks of this creature starting to like fall off. As it's moving, it's almost like these chunks of rocks are bleeding from it. And it will not get another turn, but you have one more turn.
So this thing started smiling at me as soon as it was able to defend itself. So it knows it wants to fight. It definitely wants to fight. And by that token, I'm gonna try and stop making friends and just respect the fight. Take back the sword and go for another jab with Broken Revelry at this same guy.
Okay. That is a hit. As you strike at this creature, the smile gets bigger and bigger. And as you attack it, you connect with something inside. And then it gets really hot as you see the chunks of this creature that fall off begin to glow white hot. And then boom! A detonation goes off. You are hit for 10 fire damage.
And I'm patting myself down. You said 10?
Yep.
Put my hair out.
The other creature, you can see some of the chunks that fly out from this one actually stick to it, and they start to glow, and you can see chunks of the other creature start to like patch up.
Oh no, you don't. Same thing that happens with Broken Revelry. I take it, but instead of a jab, I go for a total lunge and a spin. So it looks like a spin at first and then a lunge. It looks really freaking cool, and I try to pierce this guy right in the middle.
That is a hit.
And I feel like I connect with something.
Clang! You slice again, taking another chunk out of this creature. Okay. And that was your turn into the next round. Okay. It is now the other creature's turn. It will attempt to belch flame at you again.
Oh, man.
That is another miss. It's so hot, Muhn. Like, it's got to be like 150 degrees Fahrenheit in here. Like, it is so hot. It's, you know, it's getting to the point where you can feel your armor is like cooking you a little bit.
It passes by me and it blows not only just like all of my hair, but like the cape. Everything is like. Ooh, and I'm getting a little warm. A little warm for sure. Okay, all right. The fatigue is starting to set in also from the heat and the exhaustion. And I draw back my sword again and lunge forward and try to make as accurate a hit as I possibly can with Broken Revelry again.
That is a hit.
Sweat is like coming off my face as I go forward and hit him.
As you strike, you see that same smile again. Boom! It detonates as the chunks of this creature connect. Ping, 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 ping. You can feel like all these minor burns accumulating across your body as you're hit for another 10 fire damage as these creatures fall.
I shake myself off. I pat myself down. take off my gloves. I put my robe back, wipe my face off. Sit down on the ground. I am so thirsty. It's all I can think about. Oh, it's dry in here. It's hot and it's dry. And I look, and I see the ash where these things exploded, and I kind of crawl over to where they are, and I feel it with my hands. And I'm aware I just left my gloves behind, but I don't care. I don't give a rat's ass at this point. I am sweating. And I smell it. It smells like sulfur.
Yeah, sulfur and charcoal almost. Carbon.
Is it hot still?
Oh yeah. You just like picked up you picked up like a coal from the fireplace. Burns your hand for sure.
I need water. I look for anything on my person, kind of stupidly. I pat myself down. I stand up and I start walking away from this heat. I look for any sort of cavern, any sort of dark. And now at this point, I'm actually craving the dark and the shadow. I look at the lava. And I just, anything else comes out of there can have me at this point. I'm human. I'm human and I need hydration. And I have a pounding headache. Oh.
Please make a willpower for me.
Powerful blast.
Willpower.
Oh. Open check. Oh my god. Ow, that's a 19.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, Muhn, you're able to keep it together.
I walk forward and I hear my own footsteps, and that's kind of allowing me to keep going. I do not have like that much mana left at all, and it is aware of how much I way overused it. I went way too hard. It's like when you're hungry, but you're like, no, it's only a couple more hours till dinner. I can make it like a long road trip. But then you realize there's nothing for miles, and you're shaky, and your mouth is dry, and your vision. Like, I don't know if anybody in this chat has had migraines, or if you've had migraines, but like I start to lose my vision just a little bit. And I look back at the lava and it becomes like a cloudy, like a nothingness, like an orange nothingness, a lack of vision. And I turn around and just move towards the dark because it'll be better to see nothing at all.
Okay. Make an insight for me, please.
Open check?
Yeah.
It's an 11.
Okay. You come across the cavern that you emerged from, heading back into the darkness. It's cooler pretty fast. As soon as you get away from the river of magma, it's cooled down significantly. Start to control your breathing, moving away. Your armor is just so hot.
I sit down for a second. And all I can hear now is the sound, I think, of my breathing. And I realize I've been walking for a while. My gloves are gone. That's fine. I kind of think. They had holes in them anyway.
There's like burns on your hand where you picked up the coals.
Yeah.
Like blisters.
It's been a while since I've really looked at my hands because I've only ever had my armor on. And I just kind of stare at these blisters.
Are your hands scarred?
Wow. No. It's really the first time I've seen a wound on myself in a long time. And in a weird way, it feels like a reminder.
What does it remind
And
you of?
I don't know why, but I suddenly am just flooded with memories of main character and how we used to raid. And in the darkness, it's like, I know they're out there. I know they're out there. I can feel them. And I don't know if I'm convincing myself that I can feel them, but something about just feeling the blisters on my hands, it reminds me of who I am. And my friends, I hurt my friends. And I stand up in the darkness. And a renewed sense of purpose and confidence and a fervor that is unbecoming because I really can't see and my head is pounding. I stand up and I move. I keep moving forward because I'm gonna see my friends again. And I'm gonna help my friends again. I do not want to be the villain. And I echo.
Would you like to spend an Ultima point to recover some mind points?
Yes, my aching head says yes. I spend an Ultima point.
Okay, you regained 50 mind points with recovery.
It's not like all the pain goes away, but it's like if someone just put like a cool rag to my forehead. If you've ever been lying down, and you're just like, oh my god, I just need a second, and a cool rag is just applied, like, oh. And for a second, I feel like I can smell cucumbers. Because me and Riley would do spa days, and cool rags were a part of our treatment. And I say out loud, I'm going insane down here.
Please make another insight check. Open.
It's a 6.
You say this and it echoes in your immediate vicinity.
I'm going insane! And it comes back. Insane! Insane. Yeah. That tracks.
Moon sits in the dark. There's
I fold my legs.
that feeling of the blisters on your hands. You know, when you have blisters and like every little movement stings. It's like when you first held a sword. You first wielded your shields, trying to hit something with them. Straps tore into your arms.
I was such a rookie, wasn't I? I had no idea. No idea. No idea. I was pretty sure of myself.
You sit there for some time, Moon. As the laughter turns to tears. Do you feel like this moment is the most alone that you've ever been?
No. No. No, the most alone I've ever been was... And I looked down at my hands. The most alone I've ever been was when I was hurting my friends. And I say nothing.
There is a ping from your quest log. Begins to echo throughout your
I wipe my tears.
your head.
What? I blink my eyes. I reach out.
There is a flashing active quest. Get answers. You can see a new addition to Get Answers. Another objective of this quest that you have. Tim Cross asks you to find him. What does he want from you?
Tim Cross.
See your other quest objectives. Find out why you can absorb Emberstone. Why is Tim Cross here?
At that question, why is Tim Cross here? I stand up. And now I am not only rested, and I'm angry enough and I start walking further into the darkness.
涙の色はエメラルドブルー宝石みたいに光ってる流れ星を見上